got you over there looking like the moon landing. Everything else is blowing in the wind, but you.
Yeah, right. I don't want to say that.
Yeah, we're live, bro.
Awesome. All right. Well, welcome back to the Crypto Quandary channel, Mike. It's great to have you back on here with Smart Digital Payments. If you guys haven't seen the previous interview I did with Mike, it is on the channel, so check it out. He's with Smart Digital Payments, and today we're going to go over the Wealth Builders course, and we're just going to talk about a little bit more of what he does, so he can get a little bit more into depth with it. So you want to describe, you want to talk about a little about what you do with Smart Digital Payments? The Wealth
Well,
Builders course.
man,
I
we do
guess
all sorts of stuff.
give an
What's that?
opening of what Smart Digital Payments is, and then we'll talk about the Wealth Builders course.
Fair enough. Well, Smart Digital Payments is a cryptocurrency payments company. That's what we began as, where we sell and provide the XPOS PAX device to allow businesses and merchants to accept cryptocurrencies as payments. And they also double as a cryptocurrency ATM, to where you can buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Binance, and multiple other projects. We are not traditional in the sense to where, we're not cold calling people to get customers and things of that sort. We're more of a, internet based marketing business. So we don't have a huge team of people calling, and we're more focused on videos and attracting people word of mouth and through our affiliate programs, things like that. But that's basically what the brick and mortars are.
Nice. And Smart Digital, or the Wealth Builders course. You want to talk a little bit about that? Because that's something that I really wanted you to get into it last time, but we were more talking about Smart Digital Payments itself and what you're doing with the POS devices and all that. So do you want to dive into this, into the Wealth Builders course a little bit?
Yeah, sure. The basically what I was trying to do with the Wealth Builders course, I noticed from starting the payments company that there was a huge lack of education out there as it pertains to cryptocurrencies. And so it was becoming increasingly difficult to find anybody who was interested in switching from traditional payment, sources to accepting cryptocurrencies in their business. It just is very laborious to educate people on the spot every time about crypto. And so I was like, I'm just going to focus on crypto education. That way I can attract the right kind of customers. And then if someone's going to take their time to educate themselves about cryptocurrencies and how to invest in them properly, then they're going to, probably look deeper into the payments aspect of things, and just kind of kill two birds with one stone.
Right. Okay. So who would benefit best from this system, from the Wealth Builders, as far as like anybody looking to learn, or like is it more entrepreneurs, or?
We are focusing on the entrepreneurial aspect with the Wealth Builders course, because one, we're trying to basically financially educate people and teach them how to become their own bank through the use and purchase of cryptocurrencies. And
Love it.
with that, we're looking for motivated salespeople as well, because we're trying to build a business. And so we focused, of course, around entrepreneurship, and we try to take the beginning investor and even somebody who's not necessarily a beginning investor but new to cryptocurrencies, and we educate them down a path to essentially, we weeded through all these different applications to find the ones that work best for us. And so we have those apps available on the site to walk people through which apps to use, for the least fees and least issues that they'll run into, with to be able to capitalize most on the highest percentage rates of the platforms. And just basically give the opportunities instead of just teach people how to make money. We're trying to provide the actual gateways for them to make money.
Gotcha. This way they have that education and understanding of what they're
Right.
doing before they actually jump into it, it's kind of like, I feel like a lot of people would jump into it. They say, oh, it's running, Bitcoin's running, it's good, it's getting away from me, I got to buy some, and they buy $100, $200 worth of whatever they can afford, hopefully comfortably. And it keeps going. And they're like, yeah, and then it takes that dip, that pullback, which is healthy, that is a healthy thing. When you go up from, where were we, 20K, and then it went all the way to like 40 grand, and it's healthy, it has to correct, I mean, it has to have like levels, it has to have support. So, but people jump in there and it's almost like, they're swimming, and it's like trying to keep their head above water. And then the best thing to do is to research and to, understand these things first. And I think you have a pretty, I'm going to say a pretty phenomenal product that people should be looking at. Those who are looking to get into cryptocurrency and actually, whether it's investing or they want to hold it for the future, or 10 years or 5 years or whatever, but even somebody who just wants to learn and educate themselves.
Right. And the ultimate goal for the Wealth Builders course is to either, one, teach people how to become a business owner and, reap the benefits of the tax benefits of being a business owner, on top of the benefits of the tax loopholes and things of that sort. So when they purchase the cryptocurrencies, instead of selling and getting 30%, 50% taxes or whatever on their cryptocurrency profits, we try to teach them, like, this is how you can incorporate cryptocurrencies as a business owner, and then not pay taxes on your cryptocurrencies, and essentially just accumulate over time without ever having to sell your assets. And that's what's the most important thing to me, is that people understand the fact that they can act as their own bank. These platforms allow lending just like traditional assets would, you'd be able to lend against. And
I was actually looking at that today in one of the apps. One of the apps that I believe it was Celsius. I was just kind of looking around and checking it out, and you borrow against your holdings in your cryptocurrency holdings. So you can take a loan out, and essentially, I guess you could buy more cryptocurrency with that loan if you wanted to. But I mean, that's highly risky. This is not financial advice to anybody who's watching, but I mean, there's many ways to do it. It's what this world has become is just, it's wild. There's a lot. It's so much lately, between NFTs and Bitcoin going crazy and Ethereum. I mean, in my opinion, I think Ethereum has the ability to just take off just like Bitcoin did. Because you got to think about it. Ethereum's like 5 years behind Bitcoin, right? So it was released, I believe it was released in like 2014. Don't quote me, but somewhere along those lines. So it is behind. Like Bitcoin had its, it took off first, and Ethereum's a totally different thing, anyways. So, what's your
yeah,
thoughts on
well, you got
that?
to take into consideration that these new projects like Flare Networks, they specifically aim to fix the gas fee issue by creating F assets, like they've done with Litecoin just recently,
Yeah,
where they wrap the asset and essentially give it interoperability and have it moving at the speed of XRP, or Flare, which is a fork of XRP, or the Spark token. And there's too many words to keep track of what
it's
specified.
so much, man.
Yeah. So once they create an F asset, just imagine XRP running up to an Ethereum and taking it on the trip to facilitate that payment, and then dropping it off. Like, that's
Yeah,
basically what the Flare Networks is aiming to do with all these assets. And that in itself will take all the people that are hesitant to invest in things like Ethereum based on gas fees and speed, and they'll be coming on in because they won't have those roadblocks.
absolutely. Yeah, the gas fees have gotten kind of out of hand lately, but that's going to be big for Litecoin too. What they're doing with Litecoin, Flare and Litecoin.
Yeah, now people
Bunch of
who are holding Litecoin will get these drops for the Flare coins as well, like just like the XRP holders did.
That's crazy.
I
Yeah,
believe, anyways. I mean, I reconfirmed that, and on the Flare Networks Discord, and they said it wasn't a scam. So
nice. That's good to know. Nice. So what's your involvement with NFTs as well?
Man, so it's smart digital payments, and we're not just trying to be the stereotypical payments company. Like I said, we're thinking outside the box and trying to create new ways of making payments digital. And with that, we are trying to incorporate non-fungible token assets, such as like a piece of art or an avatar or something of that sort. Um, incorporating that as a payment for entering the platform or other services that we're going to add as time goes on.
Nice. What do you, so what would you actually, trying to figure out how to word it. What would you say your, so you guys would basically like, would you sell the NFTs or like kind of like art, sell the digital art or?
Here's what I imagine. So this is like the conglomerate of all of the things that I'm trying to accomplish. In 5-10 years from now, I want someone to be playing Pokemon Go and stumble across one of my NFTs floating in the middle of the augmented reality in which they're playing. And they click on that, and in order, with these new partnerships that I have developed, they'll have the ability to interact with the NFT as a smart contract and be able to purchase the NFT. And that NFT will be a ticket to the course. So
Yes, that's what I was trying to get at. I was trying to word it. I kind of got lost in the sauce, like tried to word it that way. That's what I was thinking of in my head. Like, are you going to use them as a ticket?
yeah, basically like floating billboard tickets. So where you're like, oh, that's a really cool piece of art, and then you purchase that art, and it happens to give you full access to a training course on how to not only how to invest in that type of NFT technology to build your long-term portfolio, but it also, I mean, all the other things and opportunities that we have in our course. It's insane. There is so much value in that course, man. Like if you just
I've
utilize
seen it.
if
Yeah,
you just
there's a
utilize
lot.
the apps that we have in the course, it like for instance, the leverage trading platform FEMX that we have in there that we refer people to use once they've learned how to properly leverage trade. Uh, that they'll give you $80 right off the top. That's half the course price right there at this point in time. The course is going to be so much more expensive later on down the road because of how much value it brings. But I just want people to get in and get educated and get a feel for smart digital payments wealth builders course so that I can refine it and make it better for my audience as opposed to just trying to spew out information.
Right. Yeah, once you get some reviews and everything and like, all right, well, what else would you guys want to see added to it? So you're willing to make those changes and not changes, but additions with, what people, that's awesome. That's good. Um, yeah, so I mean, there's so much that has gone on in the past weeks, months, from NFTs to Bitcoin going up to Ethereum going up to all like just speculations on different types of prices and everything. Um, I don't think a lot of people, especially those new to cryptocurrency, most of them probably don't know what an NFT even is, let alone know what they can do. And what you just said about having an NFT that would basically be like a ticket or I want to say ticket. There's another word for it, but almost like
Admission.
a key. A key. What's that?
Admission.
Admission. Yes, an admission to get into something. So like if you don't have that NFT, you can't get onto that website or into that course or I mean, I could even see it happen with Netflix and all these other, well, maybe not Netflix, but some of the streaming services. If you don't
Well,
have getting paid in an NFT or paying them,
right.
you know what I mean?
Well, and with there, you can play video games as well, or go into certain areas in the virtual worlds that NFTs grant you access to certain levels of these buildings. So, like, let's say you're playing a first-person shooter, and you have an NFT for every floor in this building, but someone else only has floor 1 and 2, and you're just like shooting and backing up around the corner. Now that you're on level 3, you're safe. And these guys can't even come get you, and you can just cap them off from the windows.
Exactly. I'm looking up the app. It's a game, Reality Clash. Have you heard of it yet?
Not yet, no.
All right, check that out because you were talking about a like a Pokemon Go type of deal where you walk around and it's AR. So Reality Clash is a VR game that you use your phone or I guess your tablet, whatever you could download it on, and you walk around and it's a first person shooter game, but it's like VR. So you could walk around in your house. You'd have to have a big room to walk around in. And it, like I said, it's a first person shooter. So you could literally have, just putting it out there, you could have a smart digital payments owl hanging out, and the person walks over, grabs it, or touches it on the screen at this point. I mean, I could see them going even with like the VR goggles, and then it's like you're touching things and moving things and just, instead of just the phone. But check that out, Reality Clash. It would be maybe you can get together with them and you know what I mean? I'm just throwing that out there. That'd be pretty cool to see an owl drop while you're playing the game. Click the
Right.
owl.
Well, and that's the beauty of the platform that I partner with called Super World.
Okay.
Super World has a lot of big things, planned for the future, and yeah, I'm kind of focusing on that platform with what I'm trying to accomplish as it pertains to like a smart digital payments world, to where you can literally go into a world that is nothing but my stuff, and advertisements and just all sorts of different things. I mean, I'm playing around with all sorts of stuff right now, just in that field. I'll definitely incorporate a team that builds my virtual world, because that's just too much for me to even handle.
All right, two things. I told you I'm going like ADD today. I got too much going here. Super World, you said, right?
Yeah.
Is it an app yet, or is it like online, or?
They're working on the app right now. They're selling land, which if you contact us, with your first purchase, we can give you a free piece of land.
Gotcha, nice.
Which is
okay.
Yeah, which costs 0.1 ETH at this point in time. So, when ETH was over $1,200, you're talking about $120 piece of land you'd be getting for free just through, being one of our affiliates.
Nice. Yeah, I'll talk to you about that too. And the other thing I was gonna say was that movie with the when they're racing and Ready Player One. You're gonna be Ready Player One. You're gonna be that guy with the whole world, the whole virtual world.
Yeah, I've never seen it, but someone was telling me about some Max movie, Mad Max or something, and Ready Player One, and said that basically I'm talking about those movies when I talked about what I'm trying to do.
All right, so I have no idea who had told you that and who you spoke to and they said that. But if I'm saying it, I'm another person that's saying it. So yeah, it's a definite. You're gonna be the next. I can't remember the guy's name in the movie, but yeah, he basically had a whole entire virtual world where you put the VR headset on. I think it's set in 2035, and you put your VR set on and you have to fit. Oh, James Holloway, that was it. Holloway was the guy's name. And you go in there and it's like Holloway's or Halliday, that's it. And it's like Halliday's library, and you have to figure out all his clues in order to get like a key. And there's 3 keys to find. So it's pretty interesting. But yeah, as you're talking about this, that's what I'm thinking about. I'm like, you know, a whole digital virtual world going on here. That's wild.
Oh yeah, and I can't even go into full detail about everything that I'm doing, but at this point in time, like, we've got so many partnerships in the works, and like I said, the course value is tremendously undervalued at the price that it's at right now, and I would say it's worth taking at this point in time. I mean, for anybody that wants to have access to literally the hottest parts about cryptocurrency right now, with the NFTs, and just the different kind of platforms that educate people on NFTs. We have platforms like Grow Your Base. We have links to that, to where you can go and earn points and then use those points to buy NFTs, so you don't even have to risk any of your own money to get your hands on NFTs.
I do have Grow Your Base. but I need to figure out how to navigate it more, I guess, because I'm still a little confused on that. When they drop you those NFTs, there you just click the wallet button, right, and you see everything underneath. I guess in the it'll say assets, and you see all your assets, right?
Yeah, you have all of your assets right below where the
Okay.
value of your assets are. Right now, my experience with Grow Your Base, which is why it's part of my wealth building strategy, is I've been immediately doubling my investment right when they drop. Like they're dropping me double the value of what my monthly membership is. And if you're an annual member, you're easily 4 or 5xing your investment right off the bat. Not to mention the long-term effects of like they're dropping chunks of land from all these different virtual worlds. They've got bundles that don't exist anywhere else where they're selling shards of the property in these virtual worlds. And over time, you think when there's going to be creating commerce on these lands, you're going to be part real estate owner of these digital properties, and you will be reaping monthly rewards. I'm assuming monthly rewards, uh, but don't quote me on that. But either way, you'll be receiving just like how you would receive payment from somebody renting your property. You're going to be getting checks paid in crypto for people using those shards, and you'll be able to develop on the land and all sorts of stuff, man. It's huge.
So do you have the Nifty or the whale? I don't want to put that out there. You don't
I've
have to
got
say that, but
I got
just
the
wanted
whale
to.
pass, man. The second I knew it
Okay.
existed, I jumped on that thing.
So maybe that's why I'm seeing different things. I have the Nifty Pass. When we're done here, I'm gonna have to like screen share or something and show you
What
what I
you
have
should
going on in
do,
there and explain it maybe.
yeah, what you should, I mean, I'm not going to tell you what you should do, but I definitely would recommend, even if you're going to continue with the Nifty, to do it annually because the annual passes, they get much
That's
more
what I
benefit.
did. I did pick up the annual. I had the Nifty annual.
Nice.
So it wasn't the
I'll
whale, but
talk
you
about
know,
it after this because, yeah, I talked with these people on a regular basis, directly on their Discord and Telegram. So, I mean, if anyone can talk to them, it's like, I'm right there.
nice. Yeah, I'm gonna drop your link right now in the I'm gonna drop the link for Smart Digital Payments in the live stream chat. I'm
Nice.
still getting used to going live through Zoom. Like I can't see the live stream or anything with chat, so you gotta bear with me here.
That's hilarious. Yeah, hopefully it's recording.
Oh, it's definitely recording. That I did check out, but I'm just not familiar with, like where's my chat at?
Yeah,
Mm,
we might not have a chat. It might just be live for people to access via the stream.
I think I found it. Yeah, it says chat here, so possibly I don't know. Maybe that's a Zoom, but yeah. So I have it on here. Yeah, I'm gonna put down in the link here or in the chat the Smart Digital Payments link, so that if people want to go to the website, they can go check it out and for the course.
Right. And right now everything's black because I mean for me, I'm doing this to better the world, not to make it worse. And it's like I just figure saving some energy, you know what I mean? Having the
Yeah,
black background.
absolutely.
It's more green to have a black background. You're not emitting so much light. You don't have those different lights beating on your face like I have right now in order to have lighting for this.
All right.
Because I live in the Northwest, man, it is gray 80% of the time.
Yeah, it's freezing here today. I had people come and clean my ventilation system out today, and they had the door open the whole time. I was freezing. But yeah. So if you could move your head to your left a little bit, yep, we'll see that owl right there.
Right.
That is the smart digital payment owl. Now, is there? I know you do have that in different spots. It is on the website too, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got like 6 websites or something ridiculous.
Okay. Um, yeah, it is on the Smart Digital Payments website. So, is that also an NFT that's up for sale, or is that that's kind of like your reveal?
Well, there. there's all sorts of stuff going on with that. So with the owl over here, the nice colorful one, that one was a commission by Gabstract, who's an NFT artist, and we had I fell in love with her work just
She has
immediately.
awesome work.
What's that?
I saw her work too. She does wonderful work. She definitely does.
Right. So I ended up swooping it up, and I bought a bunch of them. And so my intention is to create NFTs out of the art, like I have of the owl and of the alien behind me, and then I'm going to keep the original prints and make an NFT, and then I'm going to turn the NFTs into other products like coffee cups and merchandise and sell
Yeah,
that stuff. And you already can if you go to the
I did see that.
merchandise
I did
part of
see
my
that.
course.
I'm gonna put that. I was looking at that the other day, matter of fact. I'll drop that link in the chat as well. Yeah,
Yeah, and everyone, you can get to every link that you need to access for smart digital payments through pretty much any one of the portals. So if you go to my Twitter, you can click on the bio and you'll go right to smart digital payments landing page for the course. If you go to Instagram, same thing. If you go to smartdigitalpayments.com, you got links to all of my merch sites and my OpenSea marketplace for my NFTs, which I'm not putting any NFTs until this gas fees go down or Flare Networks, you know, starts.
oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you have
That
to save money on those gas fees. They're astronomical right now. It's crazy, especially on like I know they're high on Ethereum. I haven't checked recently, but I'm pretty sure they're still up there.
Yeah, dude. So basically, it's a big. I'm trying to be a place to go for everyone for everything crypto. So now we've got smart digital payments that the PAX or the XPOS device that is a business service that you can sell at, as an affiliate for smart digital payments and a personal contractor. You can. We have the educational course to teach people about cryptocurrencies. We have crypto merch. We've got access to, other platforms that will give you free NFTs. We've got education about NFTs. I mean, we're just trying to be everything crypto.
Yeah, and NFTs are going to be big. I believe, in my opinion, I think they're going to continue to grow, of course. And a lot of people are going to say, "Well, what's an NFT?" Did you? I'm sure you saw it. Excuse me. The NBA. What is it? Top Shots, Top Shot,
Yeah.
NBA Top Shot. Yeah. And those you can buy in USD. You don't even need cryptocurrency to purchase those. So it's crazy. I mean,
Right.
that's how they're going to get the mainstream people who are just enjoying their sports and everything to get into NFTs through stuff like that. Collectible moments instead of like a collectible digital card. It's a collectible digital moment where it moves and everything else. It's like a video clip.
Right. And so that's the goal, man. It's like I'm trying to build a network of all these services because you just imagine, man, taking one of these NFTs that are, uh, you know, non-duplicatable. You can't create another one just like it. And let's say you're an artist and you have access to like the Super World app. So you take your art and you put it in midair wherever you want. Like let's say you wanted to develop outside of Times Square, and everyone's got a VR headset 10 years from now, and nobody's looking at anything but the augmented reality, and everything is just kind of combined. Now you're talking about, walking by an artist's art, being able to buy that art, being able to access certain levels of certain things with the art. It's just a whole new thing. And then, like, let's say for instance, you buy that design back there, that alien, and with buying the NFT, gives you access to, or it like automatically ships a pair of shoes, a coat, like a hoodie
Yes.
of that same design to your address, like automatically just by purchasing the NFT. Now you can display your art on your virtual world. You can display it in real world, and it's just a combination of the two things. There will be no separation between augmented reality and reality. at some point in time.
Yeah, it's crazy because if you think about it, you just said display your art, the piece of art that you purchased. Yeah, everybody will probably have the ability. They kind of already do. If you've ever put on one of those like VR headsets and you're looking around and there's like no floor, that's a whole room because then you click with the controller, but like you scroll with your Netflix, your this, your that, all your different apps or whatever. But you're in a room. So imagine like you buy one of these NFTs and you can design your room now. That's exactly what it's going to be like. At least I would imagine.
Yeah, it's Minecraft of your real life. You're
Yeah.
literally you literally have the capability to, let's say, for instance, on Super World app, you're going to have the ability to just say, hey, man, I want to play some basketball with my friend in China, and you're in America. You can just pull out of your wallet the digital NFT basketball game and shoot hoops with your buddy across from the world in the town or whatever park you want. You could literally go to, uh, the pyramids of Egypt and bust out a basketball game and virtually play basketball with anyone around the world. Or if you think like I think, hold training and hold courses in beautiful places. Like, let's say I want to build a fake bridge, like a Minecraft fake bridge over the Grand Canyon,
Yeah.
and have my course be, like my owl sit there and teach my course right in the middle of the air in
Oh,
Grand
that'd be
Canyon.
awesome. That's wild. You said the owl would sit and teach the course, and it's totally possible. It is. That's what people are probably like. What? It's totally possible in a VR world. Put that headset on. I'm sitting in my house right now. Well, I mean, I'm in the beautiful beaches of what I say, the Bahamas and that. But you know, you put that headset on, you could be anywhere in the world. Like you could be floating and look down, and you got a waterfall below you, and you look up, and there's the owl teaching you, yelling at you because you're looking all around. He's going, pay attention. Oh, it's wild
Right.
what is going to happen in the next, who knows how long, but I would say shorter rather than longer. I mean, I'm not gonna say next year or tomorrow, but I mean it's all coming together now between blockchain technology and VR and just different types of cryptocurrencies and uh, in in virtual reality type payments, and it's mind blowing, man. And you have to have an open mind like you have in order to see this, because a lot of people just don't, they don't see it yet, and that's fine. Like it'll happen eventually, one way or another. It's either going to happen, and people are going to go, "Wow," or they're going to start to realize, And I think a lot of people do realize that things are changing, and everybody's working from home more or less now. Not everybody, but a big majority of the population is working more from home now than they were pre-COVID or March, January, whatever. So
Well, yeah, and that's the benefit of the orchestrated economic slowdown that we just experienced. That we no longer have the necessity to travel to make a living because we have entered the digital era, and the transition was not smooth by any means, but it was necessary. And now we have situation where we're saving on all this gas, and you watch gas literally go to negative 48. They're literally paying people to buy barrels of
yeah,
oil and things like that. uh, it's just insane, and so there's a lot of incentives for the whole planet as a global
I
warming and
agree.
all that stuff. It's like
Absolutely.
there's tons of incentives to stop leaving your house to go make a piddly wage when you can literally, and I'm not insulting anybody's wages. I'm talking about my own
Yeah, of
experience with
course.
working for other people. It's not enough. And, you
There's so
know,
many more. It just opens up more streams of revenue to where people can do things, online, uh, you know, as a part-time job, or as a full-time job, or work for themselves. So many more avenues that have opened up now.
right.
So
And it's like at this point in time, I'm getting paid to do everything that I do. Like I get paid to make videos. I get paid to watch videos. I get paid to play video games. I get, it's like,
Yeah.
then pretty soon, if I can incorporate a way to where I get paid every time I have to send an email, I'll do that too.
Yeah. Pretty sure you tagged me in that, didn't you? The Odyssey.
Yeah. Odyssey, where you can link your YouTube.
Thank you, by the way.
Yeah,
I'm
I
working on it
got
because I
that
have
little
my, what's
yeah, I
that?
got that little cherry from Ken Bosak. He was talking about it on his Facebook, I believe, and he just took a screenshot of something, and I was paying attention, and I was like, "Sweet, this is a great thing." I immediately took me 5 minutes. I synced my YouTube to the platform, and it's going to take about a week for it to finish doing what it's doing, but
Same.
that works.
I had it. See, I have, so my YouTube is on a different email because it was on an email address that I had for something else. Uh, but so it's like it's not on my, it's not on the email address I'd like it to be on. So I had to like figure out how to link them and then link the library because that's a different email. Hopefully it works, but I'm in the same process. It's waiting like 7 days or whatever. But I used your referral link. I appreciate that because I
Yeah, this,
couldn't. Rice Crypto had told me about it a while ago, and it wasn't. I don't think it was ready to go yet. So I was waiting on it, and then out of sight, out of mind, you kind of forget about these things. And I couldn't remember the name of it, and I'd asked him once, and he told me, and it still wasn't ready at the time. And then, out of sight, out of mind again, I'm like, this guy's gonna kill me. I can't ask him again. Like if he's watching this, he's probably laughing, going, "No, I wouldn't have cared." But I don't want to keep poking the bear, like, "Oh, what was it?" So I appreciate you sharing that. I mean,
yeah,
it's
no problem.
huge. That's an extension that people will be able to actually make money who are not yet ready. I don't want to say ready to, but are not yet allowed to on, YT. We'll say that just
Right.
because.
Well, and that's the goal of the Wealth Builders course as well, is to every time I learn something valuable, I add it to the course, and it creates more value to the course. So you
Right.
literally, everything that you learn in my course is going to be something that will make you money if you do it. So you literally could do everything that I tell you, or that I tell people I've done in my course, all of the things that don't cost a single dime to do, and you'll make it enough money to pay for the course in itself. But by the time you're done taking the course and just following the things that I did, you would have already made more money back than the course cost.
I believe it. I believe it because there's a lot of money to be made in this digital space. In the digital world, there's a lot of money to be made, and people are going to start realizing it. I know there's platforms out there now that actually have, if you need a plumber, you go on the app, you find a plumber, you pay him in whatever currency you want to pay him in, and you get an hour of his time to fix your plumbing. You look at, he says, all right, I mean, if you can handle it, you're like, oh, he goes, all right, go pick this and that up and call me back in 20 minutes. You get all the stuff you need, and then they guide you through it. And now you paid, what, $50 for, or however much, instead of hiring a plumber to come in and you're paying $600 for whatever, you know. So it's a lot of do it yourself stuff out there. So that's becoming a
Right.
big thing too. So
Yep.
smart digital payments. Um, yeah, you've just from when we met, you got a lot going on. I'm like, wow, man, especially with this whole, you're talking about the digital worlds and the digital land and all that stuff now. So see, that's something that so I have planets on one of the platforms. There's a game that it's like you purchase planet. What is it? Ox Universe. That's it. OX Universe. And I have a couple different planets on there, so I knew it was coming, but I didn't know when, and it's coming really quickly.
That's going to be key. The people, it's just imagine. That's why I try to tell people, just close your eyes and wipe away everything that is your flesh, and think about what you would do in a world where you could create and do anything. And that is where we're headed. You jump into these virtual realities and these augmented realities, and your persona can be whatever you want, including, for me and my business, it's going to be a blue owl. And
Yeah,
you
that's
can
cool.
be a little butterfly. It doesn't matter what you want to be. You could be whatever you want, and you're going to have the ability through the AR technology to fly. And from first person perspective, you can fly wherever you want. You know, it's going to be insane. You want to be a big scary dragon, or you want to look like a Minecraft, Jigglypuff. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, it's amazing what technology has brought us. I mean, talking about coming from a world where there was there were no cell phones, and then cell phones were created, and you had the little Nokia thing, and then you had the flip phone, and then you had, now we're sitting there with things like this, which are, I mean, it's pretty much a computer, man. It's like a computer, and now we're going into digital worlds with it's crazy.
Yeah,
I
it's just the holodeck, bro. We're gonna be stuck so hard in these virtual worlds that we're not going to remember to go back into the real world and eat food. Like it's
Yeah.
it's just going to be so enthralling, because imagine right now if you could turn around and actually see all that stuff that's behind you. Like
Yeah, that'd be
like
pretty
you were
crazy.
fully immersed into that world, and you're just like, ooh, yeah, I'm at the beach.
Yeah.
All you need is to crack, like turn on the stove and leave the door open. You got that hot breeze, and you're
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yep. I
I
mean,
don't
they even
recommend
have,
anyone doing that though, because you might burn your house down.
yeah, yeah. I mean, with that beautifulness behind me, I might.
Right. It's
Yeah,
like I'm getting hang on.
yeah. I could see video games even having like a little thing where instead of having a controller, you're actually like, and they probably exist already, but in virtual reality, I believe they do, where you're holding the VR things and you're punching and everything. But
Yeah, yeah.
imagine where it just, you didn't have a VR headset on and it just came up as like a 3D hologram. Whether it's like it would have to be some type of system that would come up, but or things on your
Project
floor.
Bluebeam, dude.
What's up?
Project Bluebeam.
Okay, I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, it's amazing. You'll be amazed when you see these holograms, dude. You can literally touch them, and it's like that you could feel it. It's insane. They can make it look like there's storms, and
That's
yeah, just look at
crazy.
Project Bluebeam. It
I know there's one VR set out there that, if we had the headsets on and you reached out, like we could grab each other's hand and shake each other's hand and feel like we were grabbing each other's hand. They do exist. I know that. But or like, you touch somebody's shoulder, they could feel it because there's a whole vest and everything. It's crazy. It's gonna go way beyond that though, like you were saying. So, and the people
Yep.
that have those open minds and just are able to open their mind to the, you know, ability that anything is possible, it's wild. They know what's coming.
Right. And if you take into consideration that, our eyeballs are made up of lenses, and our brains interact with everything around us via electricity, what's the difference between putting on another set of lenses to be able to see another realm, if you will, and physically be affected by the interactions of that world? It's just as real as anything we experience as humans.
Yeah, absolutely. I I can see it. I know exactly where you're coming from. It's 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 a world that nobody ever thought. If you could take somebody from like even 1980, and bring them up here, they go, is this what? They wouldn't know
Oh,
what to do with themselves.
I was like 64 bits back when I was a kid, and I didn't even know what that was. I was just like amazed by the Nintendo
Yeah.
64.
Yep, the N64 is 64-bit. Then you had the NES. The regular one was what, 8? I think it was 8-bit, right? Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, it's just crazy how much of a jump those were. Those were like, well, we got the PlayStation, or when they created the disc. Like, how did you get all this information on this little shiny flat thing? Nobody understood it. And
Yeah, and
now
then
it's
they
just
had the little ones. They had the like really tiny ones for what was that one system? The block, the GameCube. They had
yeah,
those, and it was like, I mean, they were tiny. Now we don't even have anything unless you absolutely want it. They're still out there. You can buy them regular discs, but it's all digital. You buy it and it's digital. That'll be the next thing. But when you purchase a game online, you get the NFT and it goes in your wallet, to show ownership that you have it.
Right. Well, and if everything is like a virtual type game.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know how much time you have, but I just wanted you to talk about basically, and we kind of got off on a tangent. I mean, how could you not, with everything you're trying to do and accomplish and everything that you are and have already accomplished and your vision for the future of smart digital payments. I basically wanted to talk about, the Wealth Builders course, which we did go over and everything, and we talked about that. Smart digital payments itself with the POS, what is it? Help me out. XP, POS,
XPOS Max
XPOS.
8920.
Yeah. I know POS, point of sale, but yeah, the device that actually helps people. And you were also saying you were on Ken Bozak's channel and you were discussing how when people purchase something from, let's just say I have a mini mart and, I say, okay, yeah, I'm going to go with your system. I'm going to use your POS device. The customers come in, they actually get a portion of the fee they would take care of that fee, but then it goes back into the community. So the community members actually have benefit from it, right?
Essentially, what we're trying to accomplish with that aspect of things is we're starting in Portland because it's a huge effort. I mean, it's not going to be overnight, and it won't be just as easy as that. But we're directly establishing business relationships with the neighborhoods in Portland, and specifically the poorer sides of town. And with that, when we establish a business relationship, we have we charge the customer 4%. We don't charge the business owner anything but a monthly fee of $198 a month. And when the customers go into the establishment and they buy their milk or their eggs or whatever, and they pay that 4%, that small 4% fee, uh, the business owner is able to save thousands of dollars a month on their transaction fees because normally they would pay 4%, which, if a business is doing $100,000 a month, 4% of that is, a mortgage.
Right.
And so instead of the business owner paying, now each customer is paying. And with that, we're developing the relationship in the name of taking ownership PDX, which then they benefit 50% of the profits of all the transaction volume in the businesses that we set up under them. So we wouldn't, yeah. And then what taking ownership PDX does is then they go around and find the needs of the communities that we're going to be doing business with, and basically take, like, if they need a new roof, taking ownership PDX goes and handles that. Or, and they have other people like realtors and arborists and roofers and things like that that come through and do these projects for them, sometimes for free also. So it's like they're going to have tons of money to be able to help the communities where those businesses reside, and essentially build up those communities to where they're no longer poor communities. And through our Wealth Builder course, not only will there be money allocated to that we can take some of those profits and then put into, giving our course for free for these poor communities, but then we financially educate these people and teach them how to become their own bank. And then that moves them away from thinking and being poor, but it also, we're physically bettering their community through the process of reallocating the funds that they normally would have put into a banker's pocket, and they're putting it into the pocket of their community and their community's businesses.
It's amazing because from one physical thing, a POS device, you're able to do all of these different things. And again, it's not just from that. I mean, you had to have, it's the people that you're working with, it's the idea that you came up with to help people. I mean, if you really want to help people, there's ways. If there's a will, there's a way, I think it's great what you're doing and what you're working on doing and spreading it out, more across the I guess I'll say the globe, just trying to have these things have different communities, be built up to where they're not as fortunate as other communities, and these communities that aren't as fortunate can have a way to build up. I think that's wonderful what you're doing. So if anybody has a small business out there and they're looking for, new, if they're interested, if they want to know more, let me know and I can get you in touch with Mike and, start helping the communities, start helping the communities build better. And, it's, we're in a wild time right now. So what a better time to, you know, have people work together or try to get different groups of people to work together and actually, do something better in the world. Positivity is what we need out there. I mean, it's
Right. Well, and they talk about how there shouldn't be any billionaires. Well, I mean, check it out. If if we when we are able to accomplish this and create and develop the system of reallocating all of those funds and just the fees alone, but then you take into consideration the affiliate programs and all of these things to where people can get paid to share the course, and they're getting paid $100 every time they share the course. That's only right now 179.99. So they're making more money sharing the course than I'm making when someone buys the course. And with that, people can share a positive thing that makes them money and make money while they're sharing that thing. And then through that process, it's helping a tremendous amount of people by reallocating the funds, and it's just insane, man. It's too hard to explain perfectly, but I believe the conglomeration of all of the topics that we had touched, explains it pretty well.
absolutely no, absolutely. It's we did like a 360 on everything. So I mean, it's making a lot of sense to me. I hope everybody who's watching, it makes a lot of sense to them. If it does not, and they want to know, we're here. So, they can get you at, they can get in touch with you on Twitter. Your system_payments, right? On
Yeah,
Twitter.
on Twitter, I'm system_payments, and then on every other platform when it pertains to YouTube, Facebook, what else? Instagram, all these other platforms, I'm Smart Digital Payments.
Okay.
And
So
at smartdigitalpayments.com, there's links to the course and there's links to oh yeah, with that too, we have merchant service sales rep training as well, professional grade training for our sales reps. So if people want to come in and work for themselves, it's all automated. They just go in, and for them to be able, instead of applying, they just pay $59.99 a month to gain access to the course material. And with that, they can have access to uh, being a rep to Smart Digital Payments, because as long as they're part of the membership, then they have access to everything that we have when it comes to training materials and our devices and all of that, all the contracts. So it's basically like they just pay $59.99 a month to have their own payments business, where they get 50%. We give everyone who works for us 50% commission. So
that's a beautiful thing. That's high. That's very high. That's great.
right, because I want to be able to say, hey, John, you want to be a rep for Smart Digital Payments? And you're like, yeah, sure. So you
Yeah.
become a 1099 contractor, and then you have enough profits in to when you sell these devices and the systems, to hire a crew of people at a regular wage and still make a ridiculous profit as if you were a business owner yourself and you're just a contractor.
Absolutely.
So
That's
that's the goal.
that's wonderful. There's a lot of people out of jobs right now, and if they're, you're hooking people up with these POS devices, you're actually, eventually it'll be better in the community. So it's a win-win in my opinion. I mean, it's a win for you. It's a win for the person who's, the sales rep, and it's a win for the business owner because they're paying less fees. So, I mean, I
Right.
think it's
Well, and with that too, it's just like more education, the better. And if somebody literally did everything, like let's say they became a rep for Smart Digital Payments and they sold some devices and got that passive income from the volume of the transaction volume of the stores, and then they took that money and they invested it properly in the ways that, through my course, and just
Mhm.
shared their experience with the affiliate link to the course, they're going to be sitting pretty.
Be well off. they'll be good enough to,
Yeah, they'll not only be making a steady cash flow, they will learn how to invest that cash flow in a way that creates more cash flow, and that compound effects of all of the apps and all of the things, the strategies that you learn in Smart Digital Payments Wealth Builder course. It's inevitable you will become successful. It's not a if, it's definitely
make your money work for you.
a 100%.
You
Yeah, my
don't.
money's are soldiers.
What's up?
My monies are soldiers. They work hard for me.
That's right. That's right. Never live to work. Work. What do they say? Don't work to live, live to work. I always get it confused, but we're not here to just work. We're on this earth to live. So money's a tool. So we got to make it work
We're on
for
this
us.
earth to create life, but not just live.
That's absolutely. You have any closing statements you want to throw out there to everybody?
Other than the fact that I'm developing a $1,000 giveaway, I'm not sure which crypto I might give away, but it's probably going to be Bitcoin.
Okay. All
But
right.
we're doing
If
$1,000
everybody's on
giveaway.
here and they hear this, I don't mean to cut you off, but if anybody who's watching this, he just said $1,000 giveaway that he's working on, probably in Bitcoin. So it's not a guarantee yet, but most likely in Bitcoin. So stay tuned. Follow him on System Payments on Twitter at System Payments and everything else in Smart Digital Payments. I didn't mean to
Best
cut you
bank
off,
is
Mike.
probably Facebook.
Facebook. Okay.
We have the most content and most, we post everything on our Facebook website, which is Smart Digital Payments. You'll see the blue owl or a series of different kinds of owls.
Sounds good. I didn't mean to cut you off. My apologies, but I had to get that out there because that's huge. $1,000 giveaway.
Yeah, dude. And basically, I'm going to put on there if people take the course, they'll get a larger amount of raffle tickets. So there's incentives. There'll be incentives to follow me on Twitter and, share a post or follow me on YouTube. And with those actions, you'll be getting tickets to the giveaway. And then, like I said, taking the course will give you the most amount of tickets. So I'm hoping that it gets some people interested in that course material.
Absolutely. Um, I'll definitely be sharing it. So absolutely, 100%. Let me know when you do that because I will figure out a way to to get the most people so that more people have an opportunity to win it. The more people in there, the better. This way, they'll be able to, you're reaching a bigger community. So it's not just a few. I mean, you have a big following already. So the more people that get in there and share it out, it's just the more people who can benefit from this. That's awesome. $1,000 giveaway.
Yeah, I definitely could use a more of a follow. We've only been in business for 8 months, so I'm happy with where I'm at already.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and you've came so far since the first time we met and I'd spoken to you. It was we talked about the POS device, and then and you were getting into the course a little bit, the Wealth Builders course, and now it's NFTs, and you're doing really well. It's nice to see your journey. It's nice to actually watch everything develop and happen because I know you're going to be the next Ready Player One Halliday. You're going to have your own world. I'm going to come knocking. Can I come in? I want to check it out. Absolutely.
You'll
That's
be
going to
having
be
first
crazy.
access to everything, man. Yeah, I bounced my ideas off of you and Ken Bosak, so I mean, you're gonna be in the know for sure.
No, I appreciate that. That's awesome, man. That is awesome. I really appreciate your time. I appreciate you taking the time to come on and talk about these things because this is something that education is key. I'm always preaching education. Telling people to do their own research. They'll ask me things, and I'll tell them a little bit. And I'll say you gotta research more. Oh, should I buy this at the No, 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 no. You got to know what it does before you buy it. It's not like a stock. A cryptocurrency isn't like a stock. It goes up and down like a stock. Sure, it's a little more volatile at times, but it's you're not buying a company per se. You're buying a currency, so it's different. You have to do your research on them. So,
Yeah.
but and then to be able to share smart digital payments to where they can, when those people that come in and they're like, oh, I mean, look at me, I came into cryptocurrency, Bitcoin block. Then I said, oh, what is this thing? Oh, blockchain. And I said, okay. I learned about blockchain. I mean, I went nuts with it. Now I'm like taking programming courses and everything. And so for the people that are like that, and they just, they keep biting off a little more and they want to know more, Smart Digital Payments is going to be where to go for the Wealth Builders course.
Right. Yep. So if anyone's interested in any of the things that I've said, you want access to get some of that free real estate in those virtual worlds like Super World, uh, just email us or find us on any of the social media platforms and just reach out, and we will, we'll send you over to Super World and just let them know that we sent you, and you buy a piece of land, you get a free piece of land, and it's 100 meters times 100 meters. So it's like, it's the size of the Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about that. You and I are gonna have a talk because I want to get in on that. That's crazy. The size of Yankee Stadium. I can build my own crypto quandary stadium.
Yeah,
Have my own baseball team.
Right. Or art galleries, or, it's like,
Crazy.
there's so many things you can build.
Yeah, literally anything. Absolutely anything. So,
Yep. 10 years from now, we're going to be on top.
yeah,
People who are in this industry are going to be on top because it's where it's headed.
absolutely. It starts now. Yeah, that's something I definitely want to get into, picking up some virtual land. I mean, I bought my condo, and I'll never get rid of it. I'm not saying I'll live here forever. Maybe I'll get a normal house, but I'll rent it out, or family friends need a place to stay, and it's all right, whatever. But I'll never get rid of it. Eventually pay it off and just hang on to it. It's always good to have land. Me and one of my buddies were talking about it. He says, you never know. It's always good to have that fallback of that cheap condo that it's fixed up and good and nice and always there to or small house or whatever. But when you buy something, even if it's a house, people who buy a big house, you know it, you never, it's nice to have it because then you can always rent it out.
Right. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, well, I will keep everybody updated on the happenings of Smart Digital Payments, especially with the $1,000 giveaway and the land. And can you drop that name again? You said Super
World.
Super World. Okay, I'm actually going to check that out as soon as we finish up.
Make sure when you purchase, to let them know that Smart Digital Payments sent you so you can get that extra free land.
Definitely, I definitely will. Yes. So Super Worlds and then the $1,000 giveaway. I got to keep on top of that because I'm going to share it whenever you post anything. Shoot me a message if you can remember, and this way I go and take care of it right away. And this way we can get as many people in there for that giveaway as possible.
Yeah, we're working on affiliate links through Super World as well. Harish is working on the affiliate links, so those will be out soon as well. So that when you become, a member or whatever, or a deed holder, then you can also have a similar deal as I do.
Nice.
It's not the same because we're partnered with Super World.
I am going to check out and see if anybody has questions. If anybody's watching right now and has questions, go ahead and drop them. I'm going to check right before we get off here and answer any questions anybody might have. All right, that's in there. Anything on Twitter? Okay. Yeah, we did it at an odd time. We did it at 3 p.m. So we'll have to do this at like 12 o'clock or something. Like 12 o'clock next time, or like different time where it's like,
Yeah, either way, if it's evergreen content, we can just share it. It's all good.
Yeah, absolutely. So the biggest thing to take away there's a lot to take away from this. So the biggest thing is Smart Digital Payments, Wealth Builders Course, $1,000 giveaway, and Super World Digital Land. So definitely.
Yeah, because sooner there's only 64 billion plots of land in Super World, and they're getting snatched up quick. You got to think the pyramids have already been bought. I personally own the outside the Imperial Palace Park in Tokyo.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
yeah, I own that whole area, like 7 pieces of land right there. But I own the bridge in my town in Vancouver. I own lots of cool places, and I suggest that if you're going to use that as a part of your investment, you know, strategy, then before Ethereum goes back up above $1,000 would be a great time to buy one of those pieces of land because they're 0.1 ETH.
Gotcha. Cool. I'm gonna check all this stuff out right now, actually. So, but again, thanks for hopping on here with me. We're gonna end this live stream right now.